Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Misia Danea, owner and founder of Health Holistic Integrated Wellness and Healing Space Solutions. And I'm here today because I'll be joined in a few minutes by my good friend Nicole Moreno, and she is an MBA. And she also has a vast background in business strategy and marketing strategy. And we actually used to do a lot of Instagram lives, Facebook lives together a couple years ago when we were on the marketing team at Impact Hub Oakland. That was like 2015, 2016, something like that. But, we've gotten busy with projects over the last year or two, which is great. And she doesn't live in Oakland anymore, which I'm a little sad about. She doesn't live too far away. She's in Hayward. So this is our first time together in the last year or so. But she's amazing, and her magazine, Epifiana, is a digital magazine online, and she highlights a lot of Latina entrepreneurs and businesses, and I'm just really in awe of her and what she's done. And today what I wanted to do was share some information about analytics. And I've been on several marketing teams over the last couple years throughout the Bay Area for small businesses. I do have part-time work right now where I am part of the marketing team, and I've gotten a little bit more adept at what it's like to implement some of these things that we've offered to you through our different trainings and live streams. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we even got a chance to do an event at Mills College where Nicole is an alumni, and that's where she got her Master's of Business Administration. And it was 2 winters ago. We did an event for small business folks and entrepreneurs to learn about how to create. It was actually 2 years ago today, because it was or this month, because it was December of 2016 or 2017 or something like that, at Mills College at their business school. We did a great presentation and event for small business owners to help them move forward with marketing and business strategy. And that was a lot of fun. And I think it looks like her and I will actually have an opportunity to collaborate again and offer some information. So I'll be referring to my notes on my phone. I like to have paper notes, but sometimes it's just nice to have a device that has all your information on it, isn't it? So as far as analytics go, I'll dive into it a little bit more when Nicole joins us. She said she's going to join us in a few minutes. You're basically creating, if you think of your marketing for your business as a puzzle, there she is. You're decoding this puzzle. Okay, Nicole, I'm about to ask you to join me. Hold on. Hold tight, everybody. Here we go. Nicole, join. Okay. Sent a request to be in your live. I think we're about to get it started. Are you there? Yes.
Hi. I'm gonna move it a little bit so we get better lighting.
Yeah, I can never figure out the lighting myself.
Yeah. There you go.
You're at your house?
I am. So you guys are gonna see my kitchen behind me.
I haven't been to your new house yet.
Yeah, I love it. It's very. In front of me is my Christmas tree, and then I have my bookshelves right here. So it's like I'm in the living room, and then there's the kitchen. Okay. And you'll hear my husband typing because he's working from home today.
Okay. How have you been? It's been a long time.
I know. I've been really good. This year, I think 2019 has been really good for my freelance career and me getting more confident being an entrepreneur. I think it's, as an entrepreneur, you're always struggling with imposter syndrome, if you're really as good as you think you are. And I just feel like this year I was lucky enough to be like surrounded by people that just, really empowered me and believed in me. So it's really nice.
Good. Okay, so I did my little introduction of who I am and so on and so forth. Do you want to let everybody know who you are and all the magnificent things that you do and where they can find you online?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. My name is Nicole Moreno-Deinzer. I'm the founder of Epifiana magazine. It's a lifestyle magazine with a Latina perspective. And then I'm also a social media strategist. So I help clients figure out their overall messaging on social media. So whether that is creating a content calendar for them or, really diving into like which hashtags they should be using and looking into their analytics. And then, so that's my work side. My fun side is, I'm married. I have lots of nieces and nephews, and I like to go to different countries every year. So there we go.
Good. Okay, so I said I would help with kind of diving in a little bit more into analytics. And what I started to say before you joined is that marketing is kind of like solving a puzzle, and your analytics tell you what's working and what's not working and how to decode this kind of information and create a strategy that helps you with your success rate.
I like the definition.
Thank you. I was hoping you'd be proud of me. So I'm actually like a few years older than Nicole, but in my mind, she's like my older sister that has all this business knowledge because she has so much information. And I remember when I first met her at Impact Hub Oakland, we were on the marketing team there, and I was like kind of nervous. I was like, "Hey, do you want to do some collaborations?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh my God, like little old me, she wants to do some stuff with." But yeah, I'm so glad I've got to learn from you, and I'm glad to share this information today. So some key questions to ask as a small business owner and entrepreneur are: how are people responding to your content online? Do you ever feel like you're not getting any engagement at all, like zero engagement from your audience? And like what posts or comments on your social media are occurring, and how often do they happen? And sometimes we can get caught up in vanity metrics, which like if you have 1 trillion followers on Facebook, I guess that's great, but if no one's engaging with you, if no one's clicking on your material, like it kind of doesn't really count for anything. So I mean, do you have thoughts on that at all? Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah.
It keeps buffering, but I did hear a lot of like what you said. So you're wondering about pretty much my analytics and how I approach it?
Like vanity metrics, because I think some people are like, oh, I just need to get a ton of followers and that'll help my business. Like, what is that myth that like we have to have all these followers on social media?
Yes. So it's part myth and part truth. It really depends on what you're trying to do with your business and with your personal brand. If you are trying to become an influencer, or if you want your brand to have influence and you're hoping that eventually you could build like brand partnerships, then there are numbers that you do need to hit. So brands could feel comfortable giving you those opportunities, so that way there's some reach there. And so, for example, like if you have 1,000 followers, you're like a nano influencer, right? And then 10,000 followers is micro influencer. And I think that's why people are always aiming to get 10,000. To get to that 10,000 sometimes can be a very uphill battle. I'm in that uphill battle right now, to do that climb. But you also have to be mindful of, the engagement. So wherever you're at, you need to make sure you're having really good engagement. So the magazine, we've had really good engagement, but then to be quite transparent, like our engagement has been low. And so I'm looking at currently our analytics and figuring out why has it decreased, especially on Instagram. But Instagram is like its own beast of its, own. Yeah. And figuring out what kind of content needs to be put on Instagram compared to the content we put on like Facebook and Twitter, and even on our website. So
I know I wrote a comment on your Instagram. I was like, oh, you're always so innovative with everything that you do for your videos and things like that. There's an influencer I like. Her name, she does, the mukbang videos. Her name is Be Love Life, and she's like, I remember watching one of her videos. She eats a lot of seafood and like she makes her own sauces. And she was like, I want to stop posting every day on YouTube once I get to 1 million subscribers, and so I know I think it's Facebook or Instagram has changed something because young people were getting really depressed and suicidal over their likes and their comments. So the algorithm has changed. Like you said, the Instagram is its own beast. So some people might not see you might not get as many likes or engagement on certain platforms because they're changing the algorithms in such a way to be attentive to people who are and it's like it's the pros and cons of social media and marketing is that it's there to help propel your business, but like for some people it can be over the top and they're relying, like their self-esteem is tied into like their social media, and it shouldn't be that way. That's why I mentioned vanity metrics. And then I wanted to go on to say about looking at organically how people find you. So is your website leading people to your social media? Do you have paid advertisements on Instagram or Facebook that are helping people get to your website or your email marketing? And if I could give people a little bit of homework, I would like people to look at. So 10 years ago when I first started doing marketing for my wellness business, I was using Constant Contact, but I wasn't really kind of privy to analytics then. But when I started using MailChimp about like 6 or 7 years ago, that's when I started to look at like my bounce rate, my, how many times people clicked on the campaign and things like that. So people can start to look at that. That could be your homework. Like look at your email campaigns and what are the analytics there. You usually get a free report with whoever your provider is. I use MailChimp and I use the freemium version, but if you're using the paid, you get more, a deeper level of analytics with a paid version of whatever marketing campaign that you're using. Also, do you notice if there's new or returning users? Have you made your campaigns or your social media content available on mobile? Because people aren't really using desktop as much anymore as they were in previous years. And which content is driving more traffic? I haven't had a blog. I do have a blog, but it hasn't been that active. I post on Medium. I used to do it a lot more than I do now, but I started doing it more recently. So I'm going to look this year at like how people are responding and posting and commenting on my blog. And then also, what actions are people taking on your site? Like, are you converting these viewers into sales and then, developing that relationship with them? So, and you can, like you said at the beginning, are you noticing that people are dropping off, and what can you do there to kind of repair that engagement strategy? So, I just wanted to stop there and see if you had any feedback about anything I just said, because I can talk for days, as you know, Nicole. I'm a motor mouth.
Yeah. Okay. So to actually get followers, so whether that's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, it's a combination of paid advertisement and then also organic. The best way I found organically for especially Instagram in particular is in person. Like I go to a lot of events and everyone I know is on Instagram, and so we just follow each other right then and there. So that's a very simple thing you can do. And if you are starting out your business and you really want to get those numbers, I strongly suggest making a mental note of like, maybe for the next month, do yourself like a challenge of like every week you go to an event just to help increase those numbers, and also to give yourself content, like, share where you're going to on Insta stories. Facebook, I did a lot of ads, and we're going to continue to do ads. So, on Facebook, you do ad manager. You create an ad that could be posted there, and then also on Instagram, and it could be, and I'll show you how it look on like mobile and desktop. So I actually have a friend who's helping me with that, because that's her whole business is doing Facebook ads, and she's really great with it.
What's her name?
Oh, Sherry Nelson. So
Okay.
the local shop. And
Okay.
so she's based out in Concord, so she's really close by. But so I do a lot of ads on Facebook because, especially for a magazine, there's so much media out there that I can't just rely on word of mouth. You really have to get into people's faces. And unfortunately, like for businesses in the last few years, a lot of social media is very pay to play. And that's something, it sort of sucks, especially when you're a solo entrepreneur. You have to somehow figure out on your budget to do it. So if you have it, the holidays are coming up, maybe ask whoever gives you Christmas presents or holiday presents to help you maybe pay for an ad. Or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so the great thing also, what I love about doing ads is what we were talking about with analytics earlier with posts is if you do like A and B testing, that's basically you use either the same image, different captions, or different images, same caption. Maybe pick different cities, different like if they're married, if they're single, all that stuff on Facebook. So that way you can see who's actually following you, and then that helps me in particular gear the content towards that group. So it's sort of interesting. I'm based here in the Bay Area, but my top 2 cities on Facebook and on Instagram as for followers are New York and Houston. So yeah, and so it's sort of like, okay, I gotta make sure I'm always massaging those relationships. But that's what I learned from doing the ads. So I do suggest that you do ads just so you can get those increase in numbers, but also really get people that want to follow whatever you're doing versus people following you because they like you.
Right. Exactly.
Because you gave me like 5 questions.
Oh, no. I think you wrapped it up really well. The next thing I was just talking about was inbound marketing and the client attraction and the conversion and closing the deal and delighting your customer. Those all come with the help of your analytics. And, just how can you create content that's helpful to engage your visitors. And I think it's nice to show off your expertise. So sometimes I've done, like with you, we've done these Instagram and Facebook Lives before. I did a cannabis event in Portland the year before last with a friend, and then we were trying to do an event here in Oakland. And cannabis isn't my expertise, but we're focusing on cannabis and wellness. And I know for me that, as I got my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother all had arthritis, and I know that CBD products, cannabis, have helped me with any aches or pains in my knees, so I did things that cater to that. One of my yoga students is actually a physician, and her family focuses on the healing effects of cannabis, so we did an Instagram Live together. So then when you're diving, you could dive a little bit deeper into your niche when you know what content is excelling on your platforms with the help of your analytics.
So one of the things I started to realize, and I want to put that out there, you hear this all around, if you're really listening to social media like podcasts or anything, is video always does really well. And so trying to post as many videos as you can on Instagram, trying to post as many videos as you can on Facebook, and making sure, like, even if you have like a YouTube channel, that you put the video native, like, on Facebook's platform instead of doing the link to YouTube, because Facebook dings you for that. And so it's sort of a double-edged sword, because maybe your views would go down on one platform. You're showing it to both, but just making sure whatever content you're creating is, and for 2020, just trying to incorporate more and more video.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
So, MBA, is that what you were asking?
Yeah, definitely. And were you going to say something else?
No, I just want to make sure I answered your question.
Yes, you did. Okay, here I am in it. So the biggest thing with your job as an entrepreneur is you're solving a problem for people. You know what I mean? So when you're helping them. I'm back. I don't know what happened. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It was like crazy, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Okay, I'm glad you didn't leave.
Oh no.
I had just a few more things to say anyway. Hold on.
Take your time.
I know it's here. Okay, so as an entrepreneur, you're solving a problem. Like, that's the essence of who you are at the end of the day. So the content, like I said, is just like showing off your skills and how you're an expert in what you do, whether it's health, whether you're a business coach, whether you're an artist. Like, what are you doing to solve people's problems? And so if you're going to blog about certain topics that are get your audience excited, that's a good way, something to do, some homework for you to do to prepare for your marketing strategy for 2020. Track your conversion rates, and just know that you can use Google Analytics on your website. You can use the dashboard metrics on Instagram and Facebook, which helps me a lot because I post articles on my Facebook page every Monday morning, and I've been getting a lot of reposts and shares and likes and comments. Yeah, sometimes I used to just post random stuff and it just, nobody cared. But now I'm like, I look at the dashboard, I'm like, oh, this metric, this article received a lot of engagement. Let me continue to share more information like this. So that's my little spiel. Did you have any other information to share about analytics or anything like that?
Yes, so making sure that in 2020, because we're getting to that year, making like a little project for everyone, is figuring out who your audience is now and if that is actually your target audience that you want to gear towards. And then also figuring out if you have different audiences. So I've worked with different nonprofits where they have their main audience, but then they might have like little offsets, right? So their main audience might be the people that purchase the tickets, right, for an event. But their other audience might be people that audition or people that volunteer, you know what I mean? And like a school, their main audience is going to be parents that can enroll the children in the school, but then their offset audience might be community members and donors. So figuring out who your audience is and then figuring out where they're going to be on each social media. So my Instagram is geared towards our younger audience compared to our Facebook and Twitter, which is geared towards our main target audience, which is like 25 to 34, while Instagram is sort of geared maybe to like that 23 to 27 age group, So really figuring out where those audiences are going to be and then create your content to speak to that audience.
Yeah, I think these are great tips to start out with, and I'll have this Instagram Live on my YouTube page, and hopefully you're not too busy, but maybe in the new year we could do an event together again. I was telling people before you joined how we did an event at Mills College. It was 2 Decembers ago. I can't believe that time.
I know. Because one of the people that came to that event is now my videographer, editor for a YouTube show I'm a part of, doing the damn thing, which you're going to be a guest on Wednesday.
I owe you guys an email. I'm sorry. It's been a really busy week. I did a cleanse this week, and I wasn't supposed to really be online that much, and I'm sorry. But yes, I'll be on that on Wednesday, so check that out again on Wednesday.
Yeah.
My information on social media is Healing Space Solutions, Healing Space Biz, and if you want to visit my website, it's healingspacesolutions.com, and then you can reach out to Nicole. Do you have a personal website, or is it just your magazine?
I do have a personal website for my marketing. Like you want to hire me. But definitely if you guys are interested in, starting 2020 right and wanting to get just some social media strategy, I do offer like 30 minutes free consultation, and then we can work from there. But definitely message me here, and then I can send you the link to that website.
Okay, good. All right, thank you so much, Nicole, and I hope that we see each other more. I didn't really get to see you much this year, but that's good because you said you were busy, so.
Yeah, but we'll see each other a lot more in 2020. I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Send us a DM if you have any questions. All right.
Bye.
Bye.